Well, welcome to this week's all-age video time. We're going to be looking at one of Theo and Zadok's favourite stories. What story are we doing?
Goliath.
David and Goliath. The story is in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17. Now, this happened during the reign of Israel's first king, King Saul. Israel's enemies, the Philistines, had gathered for a huge battle in the valley of Elah. The Philistines were on one side of the valley and the Israelites were on the other side. But the Philistines had a secret weapon, a huge giant called Goliath. And he was the warrior hero of the Philistine army. It says in the Bible he was 6 cubits and a handspan in height. Now, how tall is that? 6 cubits and a handspan. Whoa, what are we at? 150. 220. Oh, there it is. 290. Whoa! He was so much taller than me. 9.5 feet. It says he had a helmet and armor. So I'm going to use the tallest humanoid toy that we have. Who also happens to have a helmet and some armor.
Slingshot maneuver is all we've got. Full speed ahead.
Yeah, you better watch out for the slingshot maneuver. Every day, Goliath would come out into the valley and shout across to Israel's armies. And he'd say, "Send me your strongest and best fighter. Let him fight me if he dares. Then if your hero kills me, then we will be your slaves. But if I kill him, then you will be our slaves forever." Not even King Saul, who was a head and shoulders taller than everyone else in Israel, could pluck up the courage to fight the giant. It was David's job to take the food supplies to his brothers in the army. When he delivers the food,
Ouch.
he hears Goliath's shouts. "Come on! Is there no one brave enough to face me? Fight me, and you will feel the crushing power of my Philistine fist." David was filled with a righteous rage. Who does he think he is that he should defy the armies of the living God? I'll do it myself. I'll face him.
I'll do it myself. I'll face him.
So David was brought before the king, but David was still a boy. He tried on Saul's armor, but it was way too big and he looked ridiculous. David said, "Don't worry, I'll just go like this. I'm a shepherd and I've rescued my lambs from the mouth of a lion and the mouth of a bear. I can take out this guy. Piece of cake."
Okay.
So off he went to face the giant, just him and his slingshot. Oh yeah, he said, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks and stones? Come here, boy, and I will feed your flesh to the birds." And then David said, "Today the Lord will defeat you and I will strike you down. It's not me, but the Lord who fights for us. This battle belongs to our God." Now, just before this, David had been down to the brook and had chosen 5 smooth stones and put them in his pouch to use in his slingshot. We need to choose 5 smooth stones, don't we?
Yeah.
And what is more smooth than
Marbles.
marbles? What a great idea.
Yeah.
Now, David, which marble would you like to choose to kill Goliath?
This one. The big one.
Let me see. Well, we've got our stones to throw at Goliath and we've chosen this one. And we've got our slingshot. The trouble is, we're not very good at aiming, are we? And into the neighbour's garden. I'm going to have to devise some plan to make sure we can hit him. So, I have devised my own foolproof way of making sure that our marble can clonk Goliath on the head. Hopefully, it will hit Goliath. But will it work?
I've I've got my biggest marble, and with God's help, I'll be able to defeat Goliath. I'll be able to defeat you, Goliath. To defeat you, Goliath.
Go!
Everyone take cover.
I'll be able to defeat you, Goliath.
Laser and full power. No time to explain. Attack! Closing helmet to conserve oxygen. To infinity and beyond.
Yes! And that was the end of Goliath. David did have some serious skills, but he wasn't relying on his own skills. He was relying on God and letting God gain the victory for him. A bit like me relying on that zip line to keep the marble straight and true so that it will topple over the giant. David relied, and we should rely, on God to win our battles. Perhaps we have some fears to face or some giants to overcome. Let's put our trust in God to do more than we could ever possibly do in our own strength.
Yes.
The battle is the Lord's.